Yes, I am a nerd, bookworm, I'm studious. From my cerebral cortex to my gluteus. Back in kindergarten, I aced my college entrance exam. Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but wait, I am. When I pour my...
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love. To be kind to one another. Like, what? Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
Okay, so y'all, story time. So y'all, please tell me if I'm wrong. So today, this dude wrote me on Instagram, and he was like, can I send you money? Let me send you money for lunch. So I was like, okay. I wrote him back, and I was like, send it. So he wrote me and was like, okay, what's your Cash App? So I sent him the Cash App. Yeah, I just knew I was finna open my Cash App, and I was finna have at least probably about $100. You get what I'm saying? Because like, that's, I eat, and that's how much I spend on my food. Yeah, I opened my Cash App, and this man sent me $30. Yeah, yes, $30. And I'm just like, at first I'm like, damn, like, am I ungrateful? Like, am I fucked up? Like, the feeling like, why the fuck would you send me $30? But then I had to ask people, and they was like, nah, because I'm like, $30 is not even half a tank in my car. Like, what the fuck you thought I was gonna go to Chick-fil-A? Like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what did you think I was gonna eat? It's like, when I go and eat, I eat full course meals. Like, I order a appetizer, a entree, and a dessert and a drink. That can't even get me 2 drinks. Like, what the fuck? And then this man had the audacity to write me back and say, let me get to know you. Why the fuck do you think I'm gonna let you get to know me and you just send me $30 for lunch? Is you dumb? I mean, like, y'all be for real. Like, tell me, am I wrong? Like, am I fucked up? Like, is my head fucked up? Like, I don't even spend $30 on lunch on my, like, I spend over that on myself. So it's like,
Even after cleaning my whole room, yesterday I got stood up by a girl. Now, I even chased all the roaches out of the room. This little guy was hard to catch, but I did get him eventually. I cleaned up the entire floor, most of it, and it was basically just generic, typical mess that you'd see in a gamer's room, so it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't extreme, it wasn't pushed to the limits, and I sent her pictures, and she even seemed impressed with the cleaning. So I think what really threw her off might have been, honestly, guys, I can't figure it out. I think maybe it could have been like the desk just not being clean enough. I don't know what her standards were. I even showed her that. I was like, yo, I got a second chair. You can sit on this chair. We can play games together, play League of Legends. I showed her my rats. I think maybe she didn't like the rats, but they're in a cage. So what's the big deal? I showed her old pictures of me. It felt like we were really clicking. I told her about the glow up I had. And I showed her my bed sheets because, you know, most people clean their bed sheets once a year. I actually clean my bed sheets every 3 months. So these sheets are basically like, they're fresh and they smell good. So if you guys have any advice for me, leave it in the comments. I think she was just a dud.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
What's going on? What's going on this morning? We're gonna play some chess. We're gonna read some news, and we're gonna see what it do, baby. So, in an interesting term of events, haters have revealed themselves. It's the nigga nerds and the simp army. Pretty much are the chief supreme haters of the broke genius. They probably hate on you too, because no, I'm not the only motherfucker that hate. I don't even be on here like that. So they have revealed themselves. They came out the shadows. Their commander has spoken. He could no longer hold back his hidden disdain. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool. It ain't surprising. I already kind of knew. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff is obvious. It's pretty obvious. But, it's all good. At least it gives me an idea of, what I have to put out as far as content, and everybody needs, people to hate on them, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, That's how that goes. That's how that always goes. More haters, the better, man. Cheers to all my haters, man. Without you, I wouldn't be much of nothing, man. Cheers to you.
Yeah. Beta.
Yeah. So anyway, I got a lot of things to do. As far as in my life, I don't really have time to really deal with haters other than admonishing them at any chance I can get. Woke up early this day, very, very grateful. Made a little coins last night, man, which was even better. Made quite a bit of coins last night. Made a nice little bit of coinage. Dogecoin looks like it's still up. You know what I'm saying? I'm back trading options. So that's pretty interesting. One of the things I have to say that I'm grateful for even more, I know how to make money, man. Like I'm grateful that I know how to make money. I mean, I've been down many times in my life, and one of the reasons I come up is because I know how to take whatever small amounts, and I know how to, basically invest it and make more money. I that's one of the biggest things I know how to do. That, I pretty much, I don't really go into like that. I don't go into that in my book. I just say, basically that's how you're going to make your money, is investing. Because see, here's the thing, like, this is why investing works so well. It's because you don't even need to even really, in a lot of instances, you don't need to even have any products or anything, or sell anything, or offer any services or anything to invest money and make money. you can make money basically without pretty much involving yourself in a lot of cases. But the best thing to do is invest. Like as far as I know, like, okay, I don't care if it's some t-shirts. You buy 100 t-shirts for, I think what t-shirts going for like 75 cents a piece or $1 from China or something like that. And then you basically, once you get them, and then you could do a few things. You could resell them, or you could put your own emblem, logo, or whatever you want to put on the t-shirt and try to sell them for even more. And the cost of doing that, probably you gotta, the initial cost is your investment is, you need some type of heat press. You need screen transfer. You can actually even buy screen transfers. Find that out, right? So you could actually buy screen transfers. You don't even have to buy a screen transfer machine. You can just have them, basically sent to you. They have a multitude of companies that basically will make the screen transfers for you. So, like, for example, same concept. Let's just say the shirt is $1. You sell the shirt for $25. How much money have you made, right? You've made 2,500% profit. That's what you've made. I don't even have to put my calculator in there. So you think about it, right? Imagine somebody like myself, an investor, a hustler. Hustler is a kind of ghetto street term for investor. But you used to doing that. You used to taking $1 and turning it into $100 or 10, right? And okay, well, if I get paid, I'm gonna do well. Like I asked my uncle, right, just the other night. I said, damn, he was talking about somebody that at his old job, he was a driver. And I'm like, damn, how does he work? How does he, have a big old house and garage and all of that being a driver? He said, nah, that ain't just what he does, nephew. He's a hustler. He does electrician work on the side. And boom, as soon as he said that, I already knew what was up. I already knew, okay, this is what you do. I already knew the language. I was already hip. He didn't even have to say nothing further because I already know. Like that's who I get. That's who I really, resonate with. And I even guys that I'm still friends with today that I, met in college and stuff like that. I never forget, them selling oils and shea butter and all of that type of stuff. And the amount of profits they used to make, just basically buying wholesale and reselling retail. See me, I even, because I pretty much, I talk about the fact that you need to learn some type of skill. And I definitely talk a lot about that. It's in a sense where basically I have a course for you to get into IT, to help you get into IT. That's another thing. This is why I'm conceited. I'm very, very conceited. I'm very confident because of my my various talents. Another thing, as far as outside of investments, I got to get down and go to work, right? Which that's what I do. I work, right? I do freelance work and as well as my own work or working for a company, right? So here's the deal, right? So this is what I offer. Okay. Even I'm willing to give a discount. If you say, hey, the broke genius, man, hey, I'm struggling, bro. Can you give me 50% off? My baby mama kicked me out last night. I'm a reasonable person. I more or less care about you getting the IT. I'm just trying to charge you something because, I know how people are if you don't charge them anything. Now, here's the deal. This is how you get in. This is one avenue. It's no excuses. It's no excuses. But here's the deal. This is where I really get down and get dirty and get in the gristle, right? So think about this back here. This here, right? Investing, business, okay? So one of the things about business is a lot of times, even in investing, you have to buy something and resell it. Like I said, okay, buying something from China, sometimes they have minimums. You might have to spend $1,000 to buy. You might have to buy 1,000 t-shirts in order for that manufacturer that you are, pretty much trying to do business with to basically send you out some t-shirts. You might have to order a minimum of 1,000 t-shirts. And you don't have $1,000 to buy $1,000 t-shirts or $100. Well, the thing with IT that makes it so valuable, I don't have to spend a dime to really literally make money in IT because I'm using my mind. The person that contacts me, the business that contacts me that needs help, they don't know how to do it. They have to provide everything. They have to pay for everything. I make 100% profit every time because I already have my equipment, my initial tools that I need. I have my networking tools. I even, have electrician tools, right? For electrician troubleshooting. So I have my skill sets, my knowledge, my troubleshooting skills. The person that hires me has to buy all of the equipment that's needed. If their router went down, their switch went down, their computer went down, whatever part that's needed, a hard drive, they have to pay for that. I don't have to pay for anything out of pocket. So I'm making 100% profit because I ain't got to spend anything. And if anything, what you'll have to do, the person needs something, let's say they need a hard drive. I actually have plenty of hard drives. So that's not a big deal for me. I can literally, when I go out for, let's just say some freelance work, I bring the equipment that I believe that they already need, and then I charge them for it because it's their equipment. I charge them for whatever they need, So basically, whatever the client needs, they have to pay for it. I don't have to do anything but bring my skill set, my tools to the job and provide the service. That's 100% profit. You can't beat that. That's why trades is really that's why guys really love it. And a lot of guys that are in trades, a lot of them make more than people that are in white collar fields. Because, for example, a plumber, this is the same concept. He doesn't have to spend anything other than keeping his supplies up so the customer doesn't have to wait. He can just go to his truck or his van and get whatever is needed right away, and he bills the customer for what they need. Certainly if he doesn't have it, he can go to a local supply store or whatever but it's 100% profit. He doesn't have to come out of his pocket for anything because the customer pays for what they need. You provide the skill set, the know-how, and the service. You know what I'm saying? That's why, that's another, pretty much. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. Before I got into IT, things were a lot different. My life was a lot different. I used to have to take like bullshit jobs, let's just say, or low skill jobs or no skill jobs, like go bag some groceries, go stand in front of a store and basically make sure nobody steals anything or harasses customers or the employees. Just kind of low skill jobs like security, working in a warehouse and stuff like that. Those are the things I had to do before I got into IT. Now, it's periods of time where I was, out of work, and then you got to also consider criminal records and stuff like that, which this is the tripped out thing about people with criminal records, right? So a lot of people with criminal records have a hard time. Don't get me wrong. They make the news every day. But it's some people that have criminal records that absolutely do better than people that have no records. And the reason why is because just because you don't have a criminal record, it doesn't mean that you're not a slacker. It doesn't mean that you're, basically a go-getter or anything like that. A lot of people don't really even take advantage of what they qualify for. That's one of the reasons, like, if I had to list the reason why most people are broke or whatever, one of those reasons is they don't take advantage of what they already qualify for. For what I mean by that is, for example, if you don't have a criminal record, you literally can make anywhere between $100,000 to $1 million more than a person that does have a criminal record. You can have certain jobs and careers and licenses that other people can't have because they have a criminal record or they will have a problem with. For example, you can be a real estate broker, you can sell insurance, you can be a mortgage loan originator or work for a company. Doing that, you can basically get most jobs and opportunities that other people can't get. You can like even drive for Uber and shit like that, right? Because, people a lot of times they don't understand, like they're passing things up because of whatever reason they don't want to do something. Or this is another thing with the gig economy, right? I was thinking about this the other day. I do a lot of work in the gig economy, even in IT. The gig economy in IT is pretty big. So here's the deal, right? So one of the reasons why mainly people don't want to do like gig work and stuff is because they laugh at other gig workers with their friends. And that goes into why people don't want to do other things as well. Like, because they laugh at other people with their friends and their comrades or whatever. So them doing that, it'll be like beneath them in a sense where basically they're struggling, like to their friends, and it just looks embarrassing to their friends. And you won't be surprised, like people absolutely struggle financially because they don't want to do that, because it makes them feel a certain type of way, and then also they're embarrassed to do that around their friends and their peer group. And it's quite interesting because it's like, okay, myself. Okay, I made about $80 yesterday, working 3 hours delivering food via DoorDash. I made $80. Okay, for me to make $80, I certainly can do that doing other things, but I'm gonna be honest with you, using a multi-billion-dollar corporation to deliver food for people real quick, it was just easier. It's that goddamn simple. I don't give a fuck about what people think of me when it comes to me trying to hustle and make money. I know what people think and all of that type of stuff, but at the end of the day, here's the deal. Before I started delivering DoorDash that day, I was making $32 an hour, pretty much from my job. And with the $80, that was over $300 day for me, almost going into $400. So that's what a smart person like myself, or someone that's a hustler, knows the value of a dollar and whatnot, they're going to do stuff like that and not really give a fuck about what people think and all of that, because it's about dollars and cents and your bottom line. So it's like, okay, people don't understand that concept. It's about your bottom line. It's about you making the money you need and the money you want to make, and you move on. And it's a certain level of power with that, because unless you got like a rich friend or a rich uncle or something like that, you ain't gonna necessarily be able to make that amount of money that quick. Or even if you did ask somebody for some money, you gotta explain, damn, why I need this, and you gotta pay them back. And it's like, man, to just go out there and just make some money real quick, you just can't. In my opinion, you can't beat it. But see, here's the tricked out thing, right? It's people that they don't want to even do that. And here's the deal. They don't have no record, so they can do other shit. Okay. Like, for example, they can do Lyft, they can do DoorDash, and also medical supply delivery makes way more than all of that. Medical supply makes more than delivering for Uber Eats and DoorDash. Even delivering groceries for Shipped, and what's the other one? Instacart. You can make way more money than doing that with DoorDash. But these people don't want to do that because they're concerned about their look, which is great. I get it. But at the end of the day, your look will keep your ass broke walking on the side of the fucking road. And I see people all the time that's going through that. Now, the gig economy put a lot of money in people and a lot of new money in people's hands that basically were exiled from the workforce for whatever reason. Got to understand, as far as minorities is concerned, basically, a lot of minorities don't get jobs based off of their minority status in this country. So when things like the gig economy gives people that was kind of shut off and disenfranchised economic opportunities, so that's a big deal, and it gives people that didn't have access to capital new access to capital, and it's kind of undermining a lot of people that carry on these racist practices. So it's a good thing, man. I just all I know, all I'll say is that you can do a lot more if you don't have a record, depending on where you are. If you're in a major city, worrying about what your friends think and all that. If anything, I would say this: if you are worried about that, just drive about 30 minutes from wherever you live, And then go from there. Then if you really concerned, put a hat on and put some damn glasses on, man. I mean, and then make your little money, man, and save it. Like I mean, I don't know nothing else to say, man. I mean, money is power, man, to a certain extent. You could buy more power with money a little in a sense. What's going on? Salute, Alonzo. You could get powerful, man. You can hire a trainer so you can lose weight. You could buy my tea, my slim tea. You know what I'm saying? You need money, man, for everything when it comes to health. Okay. Your money, man, is very, very important in a lot of regards. You can go travel more, you can do more, a lot of things I do with IT. Like I don't just do IT, I do, IT, the money that I make, I do other things with it. The stock market, you still can make money in the stock market with low amounts of money. I've proven it so many times. Right now, I'm dabbling with options call. I'm like, damn, man, the power of buying some contracts, and some options calls, some puts. You will be absolutely surprised what you can actually do, man, with like small amounts of money. Now, of course, the big guys with the big bucks, the guys, in Alonzo's world in Connecticut, where all the big honchos, head honchos, investment bankers, hedge fund managers live, in New York on Wall Street and stuff. Well, in Chicago, our Wall Street is LaSalle Street. LaSalle Street. So that's where your, TD Ameritrade, your Citadel Group, your, Price Waterhouse Cooper, your JP Morgan Chases, your, you name it, banks are in Chicago downtown on LaSalle Street. Okay. The Good Old Boys Club, the Boiler Room, financial guys are assholes by default. I will agree. Some of the most supreme chief assholes are financial guys. I'm talking about like financial guys that work in that field. I've never worked in the field of finance, meaning I've never been a finance broker or work for a bank per se. I've done projects for, because IT, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's bad. It's a lot of times why finance guys are assholes, because they're dealing with money and they're making money, and it's like when you're making money, you kind of do be an asshole a lot of times, because it's kind of like you're a spoiled brat, and then you got the money to spoil yourself, so you just imagine these guys, they're making all kind of commissions, they're making money, in many cases they're trying to bring each other up. It's a very competitive world. The thing is that all of that in Chicago is different. It's just a different street. Usually in downtown Chicago, that's on LaSalle Street. Everybody in Chicago knows our Wall Street is on LaSalle Street. Okay. So the thing is that in that world, a lot of people making a lot of gains, a lot of money. It's a good old boys club. A lot of black people are, trying to get in it. They only select certain types of black guys. Like you know, it's a fickle world, you know. I'm not the dude that's just gonna let you call me nigger in the office. I'm not gonna let you just make, jokes. I'm gonna shoot the dozens back at you. I used to go to school with white boys, and pretty much I didn't take no shit from them. So I don't really care about your money and all that. I mean, I'm still gonna shoot the dozens back at you. I'm gonna talk about you just like you talk about me. And I was in a group home with white people for like almost a little bit over 2 years. So I pretty much am very, and then my great grandfather's a white dude. So I don't give white dudes passes like that. I shoot the dozens with them just like they shoot the dozens with me, So they can kind of sense that. And I'm not the black dude that be like, man, my job. Like, I'll do anything, man. I'll suck a dick to keep my job. I'm not one of them Negroes. Like, so I'm pretty much, I'm the black dude that's the homie. Like, I'm not doing all your little gay jokes, your little, freaking don't be putting your wet ear in my your wet finger in my ear where I sleep. Don't be doing no goofy ass shit like that. I'm pretty pretty respectable. As long as you respect me, I'm cool with that. But a lot of times they want the black dude that's willing to do anything to keep his job, willing to let everything pass to keep his job. And I'm not that dude, I never been that dude, never gonna be that dude. And the thing is that a lot of times that's what you're dealing with in that financial sector, the good old boys club, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, I was thinking about this the other day. You do need a white representative, in business. You gotta understand. You gotta understand common sense. We not in Africa. The white people, they came over and they conquered this motherfucker. They took it from the Indians or the Africans that was Indians over here, whatever you want to say. And they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like this they territory that they claimed. They fought, pillaged, died, and all that other shit to get over here. This they shit. So it's like you need one of them. You need one of their representatives, man, to kind of deal with certain shit. And in many regards, they need you to be a representative because they don't really, you know what I'm saying? They don't really, they know black people don't really fuck with them like that. So it's like, yeah, you do need, in certain regards in business, you do need a white representative because white people won't buy from you still. Like, that's just, people don't want to talk about shit like this, but it's just reality. It's just business. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just racial politics, whatever you want to call it. I mean some little like munchkin donuts and I'm drinking some coffee. But the thing is that, to have a white representative bridge that gap to make that sale for you. So to use his white privilege or her, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the real deal. Tell me if I'm lying. That's why dudes get white chicks. No cap. I kid you not. That's why they get them. Because a white chick does all of that, and she's sucking your dick, licking your balls. She's a Swiss Army knife. You have start a family, all that, and she's your proxy white representative. That's one of the secret reasons why black dudes get with white chicks. That's the unadmonished truth behind that. Now, and then, of course you got dudes that deal with dudes, but that's a whole nother story or another day, on another channel. But yeah, you do need, in many regards, a white representative.
Pause.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In a lot of regards, if you really want to do things properly, have a lot of black businesses. This is what they do. They have their business set up to look like they're a white ran company. They do that a lot in Chicago. Chicago is very, very separatist, very segregationist. They'll have their business pretend that their business is basically, they'll have a website that have all white faces on it and all of that type of stuff. And if they really do it well, they'll have like, basically the contact will be somebody to make it appear as if they're white, because white people are economically racist. You just got to understand, it is what it is. Black people don't practice economic racism like that. They just don't. Black people spend their money whoever they want to spend it with. They don't practice everybody practices economic racism, but black people. It's certain segments of black people that do that, but not enough to really make black people don't do that. Black people are like with their money, it's like loose pussy. It's like loose prostitute pussy with their money. Like they give their money to everybody, but a lot of racial groups, they practice economic racism or economic racism. Yeah, it just is what it is. Chinese only spend money a lot of times with Chinese people. Jews spend money with Jews. White people spend money with white people. Hispanics spend money with what? Like if you really to do well in business, if you get everybody, all racial groups to support you, you're a bad motherfucker in business, because that means that your service, your products exceed all racial groups and classes. They want to rock with you. It's really a big thing, and it's very, very difficult to do, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've called people. I was on my way to go do a service call, IT service call, and they realized I was a dude that was black, and they was like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna cancel that appointment." I mean, it's like, yeah, they don't even like if you're a subcontractor. Oh yeah, you'll get the world, pretty much if you do that. And it's a lot of businesses, that's what they do. If you really want to make it, that's really kind of how you gotta have to do things. That's what SB Fuller did. He had his bid. You gotta think in the 50s and 40s and shit like that, 60s, you had to do that. See, you don't really have to do that nowadays. Technically don't, because you just have to have, your business has to be economically solvable, or financially solvable, meaning capital is the biggest power that you can have in your business, your capital, because as long as your business is financially solvent and you're able to make profits every year, or you're able to basically make some type of capital to keep up and running, and you're growing financially, you can get contracts. It's a lot of things you can do to remain financially solvent. You can kind of bridge the gap. You can, kind of fight it out. But I ain't gonna lie, yeah, if you have your business, like even this, right? I don't have no black dude on here, in a network room. I have some racially ambiguous person. He looks like he could either be Hispanic, he could be Arabian, Persian, he could even be Indian, he could be a white dude. Like I have a racially ambiguous dude that's in this photo. And by reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I do understand, business and the hurdles that I face in business. For example, when I was in the city, when I had my computer store, I had it from 2009 to 2012, I had about 2 white customers during that 3-year period that I had a business. One of them was basically the owner of the building, basically my landlord. I installed some cameras for his buildings. He owned like a whole bunch of buildings. Him and his brother, they were Irish. He was an ex FBI agent, lawyer, and he had an investment group of individuals. One dude was an ex-cop or a current cop, and then he got into politics. I forgot his name, but I think I owed like over $1,000 in back rent. And I got up on the ladder, man. I started installing security cameras for them because they needed security cameras installed in their buildings. I went and bought some security cameras, man, from China. I installed them bad boys. People think, man, people don't know who I am, man. Like, dude, I got on a big ass roofing ladder that I was up about 30 feet in the air installing cameras. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine, right? I'm risking my life, you know what I'm saying, trying to make $1, man. You know, imagine me taking some shit from somebody, a woman or a man, and all of the shit I've done. I used to install cable for Comcast. And the same thing, you going on an electrical pole, fucking imminent death is right there facing you. You got these wires, you up. Some of them poles was like up about 25 feet in the air. All you have is your harness and some rope on you in case you can, I almost fell one time. I remember I was looking at a hummingbird. A hummingbird was flying up to a tree somewhere. And then the ladder almost dropped. Like, man, I done done some things, man, at risk to make $1, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't really take no shit, man. I really don't like taking no stuff, man, from nobody. But the thing is that I had 2 customers. The other dude, he was married to a black chick, and he lived like off of South Shore. They had a really nice apartment. I don't know if they own the building or what, but he needed something done. It was like 2 customers, but I was in a predominantly black neighborhood. It wasn't like I was in a white neighborhood, and then that goes into the other shit. It's not that many black businesses in white neighborhoods. They don't fuck with black people like that. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, black folks, again, they money like loose pussy. They get their money, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, other racial groups, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't get down like that. They know the power of money. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know it, they know it. You know, and that's why I tell people, go take your little broke ass, your little high mighty, I got a job and I'm running the world ass, and go see how business is. Go get you a booth at the flea market for about 2 weekends. No, for a month. Go take your broke ass to go open up a little booth at the flea market and see how business is for a month. See who supports your goofy ass. And they already know, but go do it. Go see how tough business is. Go open up a booth for like about a month, and then try to sell some stuff. Sell whatever you got. Go, you could bring all the stuff you got laying around the house and go see how tough business is. Go see who supports you, who walk passes you, who just looks at you and then walk passes you, and see how tough business is. Before you come to me talking about you a fucking expert and you ain't never had a fucking lemonade stand, But anyway, man, that's my little rant. But yeah, get into IT, man. Reach out to me. If I offended you, Just talk to me, man. I'll butter you up.
Pause.
I'll make it right for you. I'll give you. I know how to tell you sweet nothings and sweet goodbyes. You know.
Pause.
You know, I can help you out. If I offended you, you know, if I hurt your feelings, you know, I'll I'll send you a Hallmark card.
Pause.
Reach out to me, man. You know, stop working at stop getting, you know, flipping burgers at McDonald's, man. Come reach out to me, man. Get into IT, man. Stop bullshitting off the internet. You know, stop e-bumming it. You know what I'm saying? Get with me, man. I can help you get in the game. That's it. That's all I'm saying, you know. So, you know, anyway, man, I got a little time today. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Oh, it was something else I was gonna play. So yeah, so for all you people out there, this is what's going on, man. This is reality, and this is a woman that's going through this. You know, I'm be honest with you. Like after I saw this video, right? I thought about it. I'm like, and I already know. Trust me, I know. I have inside information on you know, basically black women, because basically that's most of my sisters, friends and stuff like that. I know they struggles. I used to sneak soak their conversations. You know what I'm saying? I understand, man. You know, without a man, a lot of women are absolutely nothing. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all. That's why you know, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say nothing different to my daughters, man. Without a man, a lot of women out here, nothing. And they know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know that for sure. And you know, I still got my t-shirt. The game don't exist without the king. You know what I'm saying? You can't start the game without the king. The game, damn, I just noticed something. Like, I don't know, like if you could tell on the left side of her face, it looked kind of like she got a scar, but I don't know if that's just the filters of the video. But here's the thing, man, the game don't exist without the king. Okay, the game don't start without the king. The game don't exist without the king. If you ain't got no fucking king, that's your fucking problem right there. See, the king can go on without the queen, but the queen cannot go on without the king. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women, they be struggling. That's what pimps do. Pimps, hey, this is what it is. Hey, yo, pimps look for bras that be struggling. That's what they do. You know, that's their biggest thing. They be looking for chicks that struggle, man. The better the struggle, the more, you know what I'm saying, they gonna try to, you know what I'm saying, get with you. And then you got cats that are they kidnap chicks. They still kidnap chicks, right? You know, vans and all that type of stuff. They follow chicks. You got to understand, right? Okay, we talking about the simps. We talking, you know what I'm saying? We got the nigga nerds and the simps basically attacking me, you know, on my heels. You know what I'm saying? So these are a lot of times desperate men. A lot of these men are desperate, right? So there's a like a funny side to it. Usually there's a nice side to it, or angelic story. And then there's a devilish story or evil story, good and evil, right? So the evil story about this is they kidnap women. They still kidnap women. Yeah, they kidnap girls. They kidnap women to sell for sex, right? That's what they do, right? Because it's a lot of desperate men in America, sexually desperate men. So the thing is that, yeah, I mean, that's because, see, and there's another factor here. This is what you guys don't think about, but I'll use my brain power and think and help you think. or you might not, be in a loop about it. Well, it's a lot of women that don't need pimps anymore. Okay. The nerds have helped that out. They've given women platforms to basically weed out the pimp. The pimp is not needed anymore, right? In the sense that a lot of the chicks you see that's on this whole stroll and shit like that, those are a lot of times like chicks that are kind of dumb. They don't know how to turn a light bulb on, right? So the chicks that kind of know how to flip their laptop back, open their smartphone up and hit some buttons, they know how to sell their pussy themselves. They don't need no pimp. And there's plenty of platforms. They could create a website, all kind of shit to sell their pussy themselves. So a lot of what happened was a lot of dudes that, they figured that out, or they, what I'm saying, they that's why they start kidnapping chicks. You know what I'm saying? Because the pimp was pretty much by proxy of technology, you want to say, was basically taken out of the equation. So that's why they start kidnapping women. You know what I'm saying? Sex trafficking, as far as kidnapping women and forcing them in some building somewhere to sell sex. But this chick right here, she's struggling. She's going through it. We're gonna play this video here, and then we're gonna get into it.
Little part-time job. I do Lyft every single day. I take catering jobs here and there, and nothing to show for it. Like, not a thing, not one.
Now, if she reached out to me, right, and I do, and then you can reach out to me, man. My website is brogeniuses.com. You can definitely reach out to me. I have a new consultation. I use Calendly. Basically it starts off at 30 minutes, $50. You can reach out to me, and I can look at your bills. I can look at your expenses. I can look at what's going on as far as in your financial life, and I can give you some type of game plan so you can go out here and hit the ground running. See, here's the thing, right? A lot of times people are behind. Okay, what do you mean by behind, the Broke Genius? Well, behind meaning they got so many expenses that eating them up. I come on here and you like, man, Broke Genius is acting crazy and ghetto again. And I'll be like, people get eaten alive, people get torn out the frame. That's what I'm talking about. See, when your expenses are out of whack, it's like, and I'm not talking about from stuff that I ain't never done or I ain't never been through. So basically, a lot of times, if you don't have a budget, if you don't have some type of financial plan, you can literally be chasing your own tail. What do I mean by that specifically? You need to know exactly down to the dollar what your expenses are. Have a plan for it. Okay. You first have a budget, right? Okay, these are steps. First, and on my website, I have a budget calculator that I created. That's to figure out kind of the rough amount to the dollar, what you have left over, according to what your expenses are. Once you have that, that's where you basically can get this here, a 2-week budget template. And basically you can figure out down to the dollar, so it's no surprises. What do I have as far as my expenses? What do I have left over from this paycheck? What do I have for this paycheck? What is my deficit? These are the things the reason why I'm financially successful and other people are not. And I don't really tell you a lot of this. I don't tell you I don't like you see, I don't tell you like the I want to say the back end work that I do. Okay. As far as like the ins and outs of what I really do, like as far as keeping track of my expenses, I don't tell you those things a lot of times because it's very important though. Like you just see me coming online and I talk about this and I talk about this and all that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, like an accountant, I keep my expenses to the point where I have no surprises. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't do this and you don't okay, this is what people typically do, right? They either make so much money that it doesn't really matter about any surprises or anything. I repeat, they make let's just say over $150,000. It really pretty much they kind of know, all right, I got everything covered. It's cool, right? I have surplus. But most people don't make that. Okay, if you're at 50 to a slightly above, right, which most people are, you're going to have basically a lot of budget surprises. You're going to have a lot of surprises, and you're going to have a lot of things that come up, and then you're like, damn, I don't have enough money for the light bill. Damn, I don't have enough money for rent. Damn. You're going to be like, damn. Because this is what you're doing. You're basically shooting off the hip. You're what's the word? You're freestyling. You're doing things as they come up. That's not how you manage your finances. And here's the thing, right? I made a post on my Facebook page. I said, you'll be surprised by the littlest thing that makes the biggest difference. Like, for example, I got a massage tool. It's like a little roller. You've seen this before. It has little spikes on it, like little plastic spikes. Man, this thing is miraculous what it does. As far as the impact, as far as what it does. Like, it literally stimulates hair growth. It works out certain inflammation in your face and your body. On every, it's like, I don't know why I didn't have this shit 20 years ago. And it's like the littlest thing. It costs like $5. I got it at like Burlington Coat Factory. You know what? When you're in the line and they have little knickknacks and stuff you can buy while you wait in line. It's like, man, let me get that, man. And I started to not get it, because I already had some things already, I was with my kids and my ex-wife. We, getting some stuff, I was, picking my girls up, man. But I was like, man, I started to not buy it. It's just this little massage roller. And that thing is a miracle tool, and it's like the same thing that goes with like a budget calendar or budget calculator that I have, and the budget template that I have. It's like $2, but I swear to God, that's one of the reasons why I'm so successful financially. Is without that tool, I absolutely know you will be freestyling. You will have so many surprises because the human mind, unless you're a freaking auto calculator, you're going to forget this bill, that bill, this coming up. You're just gonna forget. Even guys, we having sex, we busting nuts. When a guy busts a nut, he literally a lot of times goes to sleep. He loses a lot of like brain power, all kind of stuff. And it's like you wake up the next day, you forget, damn, I got this bill due, and all. So it's like having that template, that accounting template for your personal finances, and you definitely can use it for business as well. It's like the littlest thing, and it literally will change your whole financial future. Just that little item right there. But you don't believe me. I know it was one person that bought it. I can see like a couple people have bought it. Well, I think I know at least one person that bought it. I don't know exactly, but that calculator, that template is literally like a difference between you managing your finances and not looking crazy, not having to explain to your kids why you gotta go over grandma's house and you gotta go turn a trick with Mr. From set it off to get whatever $40 so you can pay your rent, like, or whatever you got, you know what I'm saying? The dude from Set It Off, man, like you got to go see your sugar daddy because you short for rent. And it was just basically you're just not managing your finances. It just you already know this. You be like, God damn it. You like the littlest thing is like fucking you up. It's like, for example, it's just knowing the formula or something, right? Like you don't know what it is, and it could be just like something real simple. It's usually, you notice how when you have a problem, it was something simple that literally resolved that issue. And when you figure it out, you like, damn, it was just that. And it's like one of those things. Yeah, like it's just that littlest thing that's like just messing you up. And it's like, you gotta understand, I had to go through hell to understand this. I had to, it's certain broke stories that it's so embarrassing that I'm just not even comfortable sharing it. Like, I mean, it's, I still got a whole bunch of broke stories, and I ain't even comfortable sharing it. Like, I need to be a millionaire I need to have probably at least $500,000 sitting in a mansion and then explaining my story so I can feel better about it, because I'm not comfortable sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I've been there. I've had to bump my head a whole bunch of times to realize, damn, I gotta keep track of things like this. Like, I gotta have some type of system to deal with all of these surprises, to deal with these reoccurring bills and expenses and stuff like that. They have apps like the Rocket Money and stuff like that. Those are not bad, but the Excel template that I have, that I use myself, is better than that, because basically you know exactly to the dollar how much money you have left over, how much money you working with. If you have a business and you get paid, every day and stuff like that, okay, it varies, but you can calculate to the estimate of how much you usually make a month or a week or whatever. You can do it like that, but keeping track of your expenses is literally why a lot of people are struggling with paying this and paying that. Outside of that, if you don't have the money, of course, like if you just don't have it, you're unemployed or whatever. I mean, yeah. I mean, but a lot of people do make money, and you like, damn, I make money, but it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't never have enough money. It's because you don't know what you need to save to pay your weekly expenses for that week, or if most people get paid bi-weekly. Like, you just don't know what you're doing. It's literally like a dog chasing his own tail, or a cat chasing his tail, a hamster on a hamster wheel, because you don't know what you're chasing. You just chasing it. You're chasing it to no end, because you don't even know what you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what your expenses are, so you don't know what you're doing. You're just running around in circles. And it's like, okay, that's why older guys, a lot of times that they learn, they got wisdom, they be looking like, okay, All right. Yeah, so how's that working out for you? And then it's like, to be honest, guys be like, okay, they be like, man, you know, shorty young, she cute. Hey, I can just help you out. You know what I'm saying? I can just, you know what I'm saying? I can help you out. You know what I'm saying? A little, you know, sugar for, sugar for daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because they be like, man, they know what your problems is. And I know women subjectively may or may not be okay with that. But, you know, the boss babes already know. The true boss chicks or whatever that, you know, they already know. They either their friends put them up on game or whatever. And they figured it out. Like, damn, yeah, I need some type of financial tools to manage my finances. Just common sense. Yeah. Just doing everything just like a caveman driving around, you know, chasing my tail. That's never going to work. You know, it helps if you do get paid a regular bi-weekly, monthly payment. That definitely does help. But even if you don't, even if you get paid every day, to know, okay, well, I basically have these items that I have to pay for. Let me kind of open this up. Let me kind of, I think I made a template. I'm pretty sure I made a template. So let me see if I can find that template just to show you kind of what it looks like. I'm very good with Excel, so I know how to make certain stuff. You know, I made a stock profit and loss calculator. I mean, it's just what I know how to do. I mean, it's a few people that are very good with Excel. If you're in the financial world, you already you part of that is you do have to know Excel. You have to know how to make spreadsheets. You might have to know how to make pivot tables and stuff like that. I've been doing this for years. Like since I was in high school, I've been working with Microsoft applications, definitely Excel. So let me see if I can find this template without showing you my personals. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I got like a let's see if I can find this template or whatever. Yeah, I got it right here. All right, so I made a template. Let me see so I can show you what I'm talking about. Because a lot of time, you know, if I talk, you just won't understand me most likely. But you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You know, so let me see here. All right, let me see here. All right, so yeah, so let me open this up here. Show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so I got this open. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so this is what I'm talking about right here. So you got your priorities. We all have priorities. So this is what messes people up. So down here, okay, so I have my budget items. You can modify this according to what your budget items are. And then basically down here, I have the priorities that are at the moment of what I have coming up. Okay. These are the actual expenses that you have coming up. right? Like they're due, they're due, they're regularly due, so it's no surprises. This is in, a weekly format. You can have it in a bi-weekly format. I have the amount of money left over, the total deficit based off of your current income. You know what I'm saying? Basically, everything down to the dollar amount, the total amount of what you basically have, and that's what a lot of people don't do. And a lot of times an accountant will charge you your entire life savings to do that for you. And it's just certain things like that that literally is what messes people up. And nobody's gonna tell you that. Nobody's gonna show you, okay, this is what you're doing, this is why you're messing up. It's like people are going to sell you on things, and a lot of times you could do things yourself. Everybody doesn't have enough money to hire a CPA. Then you got CPAs that steal your money. You become a millionaire. Then you gotta imagine, right? CPAs are not millionaires. They're not nowhere near that. So if you become a millionaire, a lot of people think that a lot of people want what you have. They feel even entitled to get what you have because they're like, okay, this little ghetto bumpkin has millions of dollars. I'm just some guy or whatever girl that I still live in a luxury. Yeah, I have a luxury townhouse, but I still have a mortgage. I'm still really struggling behind the fake smiles and the dry smiles and the dry handshakes. I'm still struggling, but you're a dummy, and I could tell. So I'm gonna steal your money from you. And then if I get caught, they're gonna just give me a couple years in prison, federal prison for wire fraud or whatever, financial crimes. And then I'll get out and I'll be embarrassed, but I'll just stash that money somewhere when I get out. But I'm already struggling and I'm crying myself to sleep at night. I'm just gonna take your money. It's like you just gotta understand, man. People a lot of times, man, they don't have no problem stealing from people, man. And that might be you. So it just kind of think about that. But anyway, this is a chick. She's struggling in Atlanta. I'm gonna be honest, I do know a lot of people that went to Atlanta. I got a lot of stories of people that moved to Atlanta and they were homeless. They were sleeping in their car trying to survive because Atlanta has a lot of homeless people in Atlanta. A lot of people don't know that. They don't talk. A lot of times people also, they don't talk about they only talk about the good things. So they don't talk about the bad things about a certain city or some type of, anything. They usually just talk about the good. But I've been in Atlanta before and I've seen a lot of homeless people, man. And I could just imagine, right? That was 2013. Pretty much, we got what 10 years later, 11 years later to be exact. Things are worse. The prices them skyrocketed, rent skyrocketed, the cost of living skyrocketed. It's gotta be worse. Off top, I already know without being there, without ever, you know what I'm saying, without anything, I already know it's worse. Off top, I know it's worse. It just, what I'm saying, wages still hasn't really increased. I'm gonna be honest, if you're not in IT, like even if you are in IT, they doing a lot of layoffs. Yeah, that is true. But if like a lot of things have went towards technology, and I'm not gonna lie to you, when I be like get into IT and I'm trying to help you to get into IT, really what I'm saying is that's the wave. Like if you're not getting in that wave, you're gonna be pretty much kind of xed out to a lot of things because a lot of things are and have already moved toward IT. So you can discount me all you want to, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. I'm just trying to help you out. But you know, the thing is this. People think you got to be a nerd to be in IT. That's not the truth. But here's the deal. It's very difficult in Atlanta, and people be thinking it's easy. They be like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna have a good time." And it's like, man, have you watched the series Atlanta? They kind of put you up on game of how people be struggling in Atlanta. Like, you know, it's the South. That's the first indicator right there. Like, Atlanta was like one of the, you know, Georgia was one of the slave states. It was one of the last, you know, strongholds for the Confederates. You know, they burned you know, parts of Atlanta, and it, you know, they had to rebuild it. You know, so it has a lot of new buildings because they burned a lot of it. You know what I'm saying, during the Civil War. You know, it's you know what I'm saying, like it's not like what you think. You know, you think, oh, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna be cool, and no, if you don't have no financial understanding, you don't have any financial system. You know, if you go to places like that, for sure, you're gonna probably have a hard time. You probably should have moved to Houston or Dallas or something like that than Atlanta, because Atlanta, I done heard so many people, man, get swallowed up in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And then that's another aspect of it, but we, you know what I'm saying, we gonna talk about that for another day. But get swallowed up in Atlanta, man. You know, it just kind of, man, the cost of living, man, is crazy now, I heard, in Atlanta. So she gonna tell her story. I stopped it, you know, because I had to say, like, basically, I kind of know what she's going through. I'm pretty sure she's not managing her budget like to the T, like I just showed you. If I probably reached out to her, she'd tell me, "Yeah, you got me. I do manage certain stuff, but I don't manage it like that, you know."
Part-time job. I do Lyft every single day. I take catering jobs here and there, and nothing to show for it. Like, not a thing, not one. It's to the point where, like, I've cut out everything. I don't have my own place anymore. Where are people working? What are y'all doing where you can afford basic life needs and necessities and still have your life, enjoy some part of your life? Like, I need to know what people are doing that I'm not doing, because your girl is burnt the fuck out.
And then you gotta understand this, right? You got people like, okay, like your friends, right? Like my friends, quote unquote, my friends. They have families. You know, everybody got different families, man. You know, they got a grandpa that left them some money. They got a daddy that left them some money, a mama that left them some money. They got family members that they can talk to give them advice. They got you know, basically family members that'll shoot them, you know, a Cashapp every now and again. They got, you know what I'm saying, a strong family structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got some people, a lot of people that are independent. They're independent. They literally are. When they say independent, they are independent. They don't have nobody. They have no family. they got their mama, but they don't talk. They might not even talk to their mama because they you know what I'm saying, they found out their mama was lying to them or something like that, or their mama was taking their money, you know, all kind of stuff, man. And they truly out there by themselves. Then you got people that got families that their parents, you know what I'm saying, look out for them, let them use their credit card. Their parents can come pick them up and help them out. I mean, my parents used to help me out, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was spoiled growing up. My mama used to spoil me. You know what I'm saying? My daddy, I could go to if I needed some lunch money, I wake my daddy up, man. I need some lunch money. You know what I'm saying? Like he'd be pissed off. You know, he'll say something in his African voice. You know, what do you just say? What is this, man? What, every day you gotta ask me for some money? I mean, like I had a family. My granddaddy was a secret millionaire. I didn't know till I was in my late 20s. My uncles was good. My aunt, she was, you know, basically stay-at-home mom. Her husband was a financial expert, IT expert, you know, made over six figures, you know, for a long time, for like even in the 90s, I think he was making that. So it's like, man, I mean, my mama, you know, she worked as a special education tenured teacher for the Chicago public school system. She made, you know, close to six figures, but not quite. But she was making a lot of money in the 90s. Her other friends weren't even making, because if you made over $75,000 in the 90s, that is like more than six figures in today's money. Because you got to understand, like in the 90s, the minimum wage was like $4 and $5 an hour, you know. So the thing is that this is what I came from. Like, I came from a strong family, like a big family. I mean, we used to have, we trying to restructure things. We used to have like a family reunion on my mom's side. Used to have the Bill Pickett family reunion. Like every year, we all meet up, you know, all across the United States, the world, wherever we are, we go meet up for our family reunion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you trying to compare yourself, you trying to hang, what's going on, NC Worker? You trying to hang with other people, and you trying to be like them, and they come from a strong family, you can't compete like that. Like I told my friend, my homie, that he used to sell oils. He had an oil shop and stuff like this. His mama gave him a credit card with $5,000 limit. He had to pay it back. But it's like, my parents gave me a lot of money and stuff like that too, but they, you know what I'm saying, that was a big amount to get at one time. Like, I think the most I got from my mother, she would just like pay something. Like, she paid my tuition. It was like I owed some tuition. I needed my transcripts to get a job, to actually work at her school. I needed to show that I actually, you know, have the requirements to get the job. It was basically over. You needed to show that you've had over 60 credit hours. They were holding my transcripts because I owed tuition. My mom paid, like, it was like $3,000 that I owed. She paid it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I ain't gonna lie, it was similar, but yeah, his mom gave him like $5,000 credit line or whatever. His sisters used to give him money and stuff like that. My sisters didn't give me money like that. Like, they always just give me a plate of food. Like, I was like, man, what the fuck I'm gonna do with this shit? But yeah, I'm gonna tear it up, man. I wish, I miss them plates of food, man. But the thing is this, right? You got the person, and you got the person's family. Like, I remember the guys I grew up with, man. It was like a family of six. They parents would, you know, they dad worked. Their grandparents used to get them money every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Grandpa used to come over with a pipe, like one of them. He used to have a smoking pipe, and it's like, man, that's rare. Like nobody, if you notice, people don't have no old pipes with the hook, you know what I'm saying, little pipe stem or whatever. I don't see those no more. You know what I'm saying? Like he had and then the tobacco, man, was like a spicy type of tobacco they used to smoke, and they was like really successful, and you know, they used to come over and get them money and stuff like that, man, every weekend. So they was like spoiled. You know, it's like, man, you comparing yourself to your friends, and then they, you know what I'm saying, they went to college. You might not have, you know what I'm saying, finished college and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you in the trenches, and then your friends are freedom fighters. You ain't gonna be able to hang with them like that. Even, you know, people got different levels of people that's in the trenches. You got people that's on the low ends of the trenches. You got people that's, you know, pretty much up high. You know, they got their finances in order. They got a budget. They got some money. They got a boyfriend that help them out and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna compare yourself to other people and whatnot, you know, you gotta really look at what they have. You gotta look at them like a chessboard. Like they got, okay, it's not just them. Like, okay, you got a bishop. The bishop is being backed by the knight and a pawn and stuff like that, and you just a loose pawn out there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hang with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of factors involved, man. It's not just if you just trying to hang with people and stuff like that. Sometimes, like she's gonna explain, you know, she gotta be, you know, kind of, you know, that's why people, if you wonder, like, it's like, damn, why this person don't talk to me no more? And they don't, you know, they kind of went, you know what I'm saying, ghost. It's because they had to get their life in order because they couldn't hang with you no more. Like sometimes, like, this is what happens too when you come up, right? When you buy the millionaire savings plan, and then you start, you know what I'm saying, working on your finances and whatnot, you going to out afford your friends in a sense where you gonna make too much for them to even kick it with you, because after a certain amount of time and money that you know, after you accomplish certain financial steps, your friends can't hang with you because you can't, you know what I'm saying, unless you gonna give your friends money every time. In essence, you paying for your friends to be your friends. You gonna have to let them go because, you know, you like, okay, well, you know, you got $20,000 in the bank growing interest every month, and then you're investing in ATM machines and vending machines, and you're doing forex, and you're trading, you know, options or stocks or whatever, day trading, and you're making money doing that, and your friends are living check to check, and you know, you go out every now and again, you know, your friend, he don't have enough money, you want to go to Cabo over the weekend, and he like, Cabo, what you going to Cabo for? That's what you get, these little awkward conversations, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna cost about $1,500 for the trip. And you're like, man, I want to go. And then he's like, man, well, you know, okay. And then you know, you reach out to him about a week later on Facebook, and he like, you like, hey, you still want to go to Cabo? You know what I'm saying? Did you look at the tickets? I sent you the information on the tickets. Did you pay for them? It's like, man, me and my girl, we going through it, man. We were short on the car note last month, so yeah, man. I ain't gonna be able to make it, man. And then after a while, you gonna be like, okay, you gonna keep getting that same energy, that same type of stuff, responses, and you're gonna be like, okay, well, I like this guy. We was cool for a long time and everything, but I can't keep asking him, okay, what you want to do and everything like that, and if you gonna do it, I can't keep these awkward financial conversations, and then what I'm saying, you just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like you just, whatever that means, you move on, and then you gotta what I'm saying, go on your own, man. You gotta go, start a whole new tribe of friends, like, or what I'm saying, you deal with life accordingly, you know what I'm saying? Because you gonna financially outgrow your friends, and unless you gonna awkwardly pay for your friends, which that's kind of hard to do unless you a millionaire or whatever. Like then you could put your friends on payroll. But if you working at Bank of America and you're a loan officer and you just make like $100,000 a year, that's not enough for you to put your friends on payroll. You know what I'm saying? You got $50,000 in a bank, cash, liquid. You're not living check to check anymore, and you're just basically doing certain investments. You got some investments here, you got a vending machine here, another over there, a couple ATM machines. You got, you selling t-shirts online, whatever you're doing, you hustling still, right? So you making a nice little amount of money every month, and you're not check to check. You basically after a while, most of your friends, they struggling, or they, what I'm saying, they not doing as good as you're gonna financially outgrow your friends. That's, and then depending on how you are, if you're an extrovert, an introvert, that might bother you. You know what I'm saying? That might be something that, even you'll self-sabotage your life because you want to be broke just so you can please your friends. You got people that absolutely do that. But in her case, she definitely, what I'm saying, she just out there, pretty much kind of just chasing her own tail. And you get like this because when you don't have your finances pretty much mapped out to the dollar, this is what genuinely happens. A lot of people, this only works where they can just kind of live their life when they make over a certain amount. They don't, and you still do need to keep a budget and everything like that. It's just the illusion is, people just make more money, and they don't really, like, that can kind of work. And, you can make, let's just say, over $100,000, and it's, you have a certain amount of surplus and a wiggle room to cover certain things. So you got people that just kind of don't manage no budget and stuff like that. But see, this is where those people mess up. If they lose their job, they, something happens, then their whole world comes crashing down. And then you kind of stunt your growth too, because let me just say this: part of my like weekly savings and all of that, or just expenses, is saving. Like okay, one of, like, typically what my budget item would be is a certain amount towards savings, a certain amount towards my brokerage, a certain amount towards my credit cards and stuff like that. So it's like basically a lot of things are going towards existing credit lines, savings, investments. A big part of my money. So it's like, things like that you won't do, because unless you have your things automated, that's another way to deal with things. But in certainly that's kind of what I do. I pretty much automate stuff. But yeah, if you're not like putting things towards investments and stuff like that, you're going to just make a whole bunch of money, and then eventually you're gonna get broke. You just gonna spend all your money on lifestyle and fun, and then you're gonna be like, you're gonna look up like, damn, yeah, I was doing good. I was living in a luxury apartment with my boyfriend. Things was great. And then it's like you look up, you're like, damn, well, shoot, because there's levels to this shit. So, like, for example, right? She's going through what she's going through on a lower level. Her friends, right, that she thinks are doing very well, and they got friends that's living better than they do. They got friends so they got to go to work and stuff like that, and they make a decent amount, but they got friends that, basically sitting on $500,000, and living better than they do. And they like, damn, okay, and she might not have access to those friends, or she just know those friends through those friends. So it's like, man, it's levels to this. Even the chick sitting on $500,000, it's a chick that's sitting on $5.2 million. That, what I'm saying? It's levels. It's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? It's always has been.
Like burnt out. I work a little part-time job. I do Lyft every single day. I take catering jobs here and there. And nothing.
And this guy here on the right, that's JR Wisdom. He's been around for years. Definitely subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of reaction videos. Very on point.
To show for it, like not a thing, not one. It's to the point where like I've cut out everything. I don't have my own place anymore. Haven't had my nails done in months. Haven't had my hair done in months.
And I was, after I watched this video, I'm all over the place, but basically I thought about it, man. Women absolutely have an expensive reality. Like, for example, like men, our biggest thing is, yeah, we want regular sex, right? But women, pretty much, they have to, every 30 months, they got to get a pad or some type of like, something for their period. They need their nails done. They need their hair done. They have a lot of upkeep that, it's just expensive. You know what I'm saying? It costs a little money for them to get it done. Or they have to do it themselves and stuff like that,
And I'm not saving. The bills that I do have is not stopping. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And like, I see my friends like just living life. It's to the point I don't even really hang out with my friends anymore because I feel so low after hanging out with people. I feel like a loser, like a bum after hanging out with people, because I'd be like, my friends, like, they travel a lot. All of them travel a lot, can come and go as they please, shop. Like, a busy day to them is going to get their lashes and their nails done and going to Target and going to get groceries or something and then going to get a cocktail. Like, that's a busy day for them. And after I hang with them, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I have to, like, when I spend money to do anything to enjoy myself or on myself, like, I really have to think and put thought.
Are you still only getting a job on your birthday? Then you need the new and improved Fleshy Pro.
Into.
So here's another thing. This is a thought, right? And this is the thing that women do to avoid men. This is one of the things that they do to avoid men, because I started this off, right? I got the simp army, I got the nerd army after me, right? It's millions of simps that they would drink her bath water. And these women, in order to get the man that they really want and all of that, and I understand, okay, fine. And because they don't really want to have to deal with men, or they don't really know how to deal with men because they've been around their mama, the same spiel, right? They just be struggling. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, you got a man, he got an apartment, or he got a house, he got a condo, whatever. He got an open room. I mean, all you got to do is really just be receptive, you know what I'm saying, to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Know how to screen them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This modern times, modern women can pick their own man and all of that. It's like these women be struggling because they scared to deal with men, and they know if they live with a guy, the guy can possibly kick them out, because if they full of shit, even though they know they full of shit in many regards, where they like to run their mouth and all of that type of stuff and say what they want, because in that certain situation, basically you got a daddy. That's your dad. the dude you live with, right? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, y'all don't live with each other in that case. Well, y'all do, but you living with this dude, you know, and you gotta abide by his rules, and you know he can kick your ass out. And then if you fuck some shit up, you can call the police on your ass and you go to jail. So these women will do whatever it takes to avoid that, or they having a problem with dealing with men for whatever reason. This is what they're dealing with. And then a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of these women, they don't have the I appreciate this chick for being honest. They don't have the honesty in them, and the ability to deal with embarrassment or whatever, to expose how much they're struggling. You know, and it's like, you know, you gotta understand, like, men don't have the ability usually to be homosexuals like that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And it's like women, you know, they don't necessarily, they're not scrutinized or called homosexuals. They live with a dude and get taken care of. And they can get taken care of, but they have a hard time, you know, basically dealing with that. So they avoid it. They avoid it like the plague. And you see they going through all of these things because they are running away from submission. You know, this is where it goes, like where they're just literally running away from submission. And you like, damn, I mean, all these desperate dudes out here, you know, they online, you know what I'm saying, basically harassing people, calling people names and shit like that, and chats, trolling people, because they don't have no woman, man. They don't have a woman that they can deal with, you know what I'm saying? They just basically out here, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying, just basically desperate, you know, desperate for attention, or desperate for a woman's attention, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna come back to this, play this commercial here.
Ever dreamt of becoming a millionaire? Abdul Lawani introduces the concept of the Millionaire Savings Plan, a strategic approach to accumulating wealth. It's inspired by the penny double challenge, but with a twist. The plan involves doubling your money 11 times to reach over $1 million. The Millionaire Savings Plan mirrors the penny double challenge, but takes fewer steps. It begins with saving $1,000 and then doubling the amount 11 times. Each step marks a milestone with increasing savings goals. Interestingly, this plan was developed in 2018 by Lawani, who aimed to simplify existing savings strategies like Dave Ramsey's baby steps or Robert Kiyosaki's savings advice. The objective was to break the cycle of limited savings in the USA, providing achievable steps even for those with modest incomes. A critical component of the plan is the simultaneous paying off of debts while pursuing Millionaire Savings Plan goals. Lawani suggests strategies like the debt snowball method and balancing expenses with savings to maintain financial stability. An essential part of the plan is the significance of rewards. Lawani stresses the value of rewarding oneself after achieving each Millionaire Savings Plan step. This provides motivation and a sense of accomplishment. The rewards should align with personal needs and goals. Encouraging prudent spending, Lawani outlines the significance, difficulty, and probability of reaching each Millionaire Savings Plan step. While the early steps are attainable for most, the later steps require increased dedication, additional income sources, and strategic investment. Lawani acknowledges the mental, emotional, and financial challenges inherent in pursuing the Millionaire Savings Plan. He highlights the increasing difficulty beyond Step 5, requiring resilience, discipline, and alternative income streams. In conclusion, Lawani's 11-step Millionaire Savings Plan provides a structured approach to wealth accumulation. It emphasizes incremental progress and prudent financial management. While challenging, the plan serves as a roadmap for individuals seeking to improve their financial futures. So, if you've ever dreamt of becoming a millionaire, this could be your ticket to making that dream a reality. Purchase the Millionaire Savings Plan at Amazon.com.
All right. So, yeah. So, let me continue playing this one here.
And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, I see people out, like right now, I'm doing Lyft right now, and I just see people like out going to brunch and going to day parties, and I'm doing Lyft. Like, as an adult, I've literally had one job that's paid a livable wage, and livable wage to me is like I could pay all of my bills really with one paycheck and still have enough money to do things I wanted to do and live my best life.
So I'm gonna stop her right there, guys, before we finish the rest of this clip. This video is not to make fun of this young lady, but this is adulting. This is adulting, especially, and I'm not saying you're strong and independent, but it appears to be that you're strong and independent. You're trying to make it. This is Atlanta. You got some hustles. You got a lot of gig hustles going on. And you said you don't have a place anymore. So I'm assuming either you move back in with somebody or you got a roommate, which is what some people just have to do. This is what planning comes into play. Now, I don't know, which I might have some when I go back, when I'm editing this video, I'll have some of her videos because this video has gone viral, how she looks physically, body wise. But I know Atlanta is one of those tough cities as well, but there's always somebody for everybody, right? So that's one of the things definitely to.
So it's something called, I don't know if you ever, what I'm saying, but heard this, but it's the chick Ressa Tessa, I believe her name. So it's like I call this the Ressa Tessa effect. And I really appreciate this, right? So Ressa Tessa, the chick that got married to the dude that was a ex-con homosexual that she got married to, got pregnant and all that. She, what I'm saying, he was lying about everything, right? Fat chick that's on TikTok, right? All of the 50-part stories about how she married a liar and all that. Well, the chicks saw all of the notoriety and instant fame that she got from that, right? The viral, success that she had, the money that she made from that. So then out of the woodworks, all of these women that was keeping all of these secrets, not telling people what was going on with their, what I'm saying, why they were struggling in life, started talking about their story and what they went through, what I'm saying. And it's like, it's like, damn, okay, you could have been saving people's lives. Like you could have been helping young people, young women, show them how hard it is out here, not, put on this easy front show and show, the good things and the things, the fake stuff, right? You could have been doing this. And it's like, yeah, it's like the Ressa Tessa effect. These chicks are now, being more outspoken and telling their embarrassment and embarrassing stories of how much they've been struggling actually in life and who they've been struggling with. And it's like, yes, you can call it the Ressa Tessa effect.
To work on is hang out in those spots for you to.
Congrats, Carol. Now you're really going to have to get those new dentures.
Compare yourself. You feel low. You got all these friends that you hang out with. Ask them what it is that they're doing. But I know a lot of people like, I don't want to do that because they'll talk about me, so on and so forth. You got to put your pride to the side, baby. If you feel like you might need to get a man in your life to supplement so y'all can go 50-50, which is basically showing a lot of men that you're willing to work. Because if you out here struggling, that might be what you need. You're a woman at the end of the day. It's not vice versa. You're a woman. You should be able to get a man somehow. Work on that body, work on how to win friends and influence people. Don't wait for Prince Charming, as I always tell women when I do sessions with them. Don't be waiting for Prince Charming to come knock on your door. You might have to be more sociable. You're in a job, you're talking to people. So just do that. Or find an occupation that suits you and work on that while you're doing these gigs or your free time. But
I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to JR Wisdom, man. That's kind of what y'all need. Y'all need a internet wali. So in Islam, women don't even, you're not supposed to talk to a man by yourself. Technically you're not supposed to date and all of that. The wali is the intermediary to you choosing a spouse, a husband. Y'all really do need an internet wali out here, like some dude. And then the other responsibility of the wali is to vet out the men that are not qualified. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, that's kind of what y'all need. Like, y'all need somebody to be like, as a man, to basically sniff out the bullshit, to fucking really get down to the nitty gritty. Is this guy the person that you should, actually, on the course of you actually dating, is this a person that I should really take serious or not? Because you know, if you go towards women, which women are, a lot of women hate men. You got the she woman, man haters, you know, club. She women hate the she women, she woman man hater club, right? You know, the she woman man haters club, right? That they don't want to support men. They don't want to. They hate men. They don't want to listen to men, right? But the thing is that they know men are their salvation. They don't necessarily, all of them, you know, they don't necessarily want to join the rainbow gang. A lot of them already have certainly done that, you know what I'm saying? But they just lost because they don't know how to pick men. I would say about 70% of women do not know how to pick men well, meaning they don't know how to pick, and themselves, they don't even know how to deal with men, because a lot of times this is where women run into the brick wall. They can get men very easily, but then they don't know how to shut their mouth. They don't know how to sit still and be quiet. You know, they just don't know how to cohabitate with men. A lot of times these women are basically these types here. So what their response to that is, they just stop dealing with men, because they hit their head up against the wall, because they know, like, they know their problems. They're not dumb, you know. They know, okay, every man I deal with, you know, I basically have a problem. Okay. You know, he breaks it off with me because I like to run my mouth and say whatever I want to say. I like to, you know, disrespect him when I don't disrespect my boss at work. You know, I like to treat him like he's on a plantation. You know, it's like all kind of stuff, you know. And they just, in their response to that, because the dude just he doesn't want to take that anymore, and he drops them, you know. And then they feel like, okay, I done gave my pussy up for about 2 years. They feel some type of way about it, like, okay, you know, it's like fair exchange is no robbery if you're gonna go play that game. And it's like, you know, they just feels jaded by that, and then they want to, you know, that's where the celibacy comes in, and, you know, and then of course they got to be independent again and all of that. It's like, man, I mean, it's two tiers to that. A lot of times it's both, or at least one. It's some women that just don't know how to pick the right dude. They not necessarily don't have a problem once they find that guy. And then it's women that have both problems. They have a problem picking the right guy, and even after they get them, they have a problem keeping that guy, satisfying that guy, cohabitating with him, getting along with him. You know, that's an aspect of it. And then you have women that, again, they don't have no problems getting men. They don't even have problems getting the best men. They have a problem, you know, basically getting along, shutting their mouth, getting on the same page with the guy, not being disrespectful, not being toxic, you know. And again, those are these women here, subprime women. So a lot of times women like that, you know, with those problems where they can't deal with men, they have to be by themselves, and then they have to struggle, and they don't like it.
But let's finish up this clip and see what else she has to talk about. Let's go.
But now, I don't know what's going on in my life. Like, I feel like I chose the want to live my dreams, the creative route, and I wasted so much time, and I should have went to be a nurse or something, or got a corporate job or something, because now life sucks for real. Like, I don't enjoy anything about life. Like, like really never have for the most part.
So it sounds like she's basically in the octane scale, she's on an 87. She's an 87. She didn't really take school serious. She didn't go to college. Okay. So she has to do basic jobs. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is pretty much what she's dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, she feels like possibly, I don't know, that she doesn't, she's missed her mark. She looks like she's either late 20s or early 30s. It's never too late to go back to college, take some courses, go back, you can it's never too late to go back to college. They still have grant money. Government allocates funds to financial aid every year. That possibly can help you, in many regards. Going back to school, really, a lot of times for certain people is a Swiss Army knife. And the reason why I keep saying Swiss Army knife, because it has a lot of different benefits. Like, meaning, if you're struggling, you go back to college, you get some education, okay. You could do a couple things. You can go be a CNA, right? CNA, you could get that in like less than 6 months time, actually less than 90 days. You could be a CNA. You could make like, $20 an hour, $25 an hour with overtime. You could work in a nursing home. You could work a lot of different places, and you could make like, $20 plus overtime, or $25 plus overtime. I've even seen some as high as $28 plus overtime. And then, or you could be a phlebotomist, which takes, I think, around a little bit the same time or a little bit more time as far as training. And then you can still continuously go to school. You can, after you become a CNA, keep going to school, keep going to college, and then become a LPN. Okay, get to be able to be a LPN. Then you're at like close to 6 figures or higher, or you can get your RN if you can keep going. It takes about 4 years. After a while, you just keep going, and you eventually finish, and you're still working at that time where you're taking night classes, online classes, and stuff like that. And then before you know it, you're higher up the scale of life. You know what I'm saying? You're making more money. You don't have problems like that. You sit back and think about, damn, oh man, I remember I was sitting in the car, man, struggling, looking at other people passing me by, just enjoying their life. One of the things about myself, I am definitely highly educated. That's another thing. Like, I've pretty much I've gotten really, really, really highly educated over the years, going to college, taking courses. So the thing is this. A lot of times, trying to be a rapper, trying to be a singer, that doesn't always work. For every one rapper that's that's on the top Billboard or whatever, there's about 1 million rappers that you never heard of that haven't made it. You know what I'm saying? That gotta go work at Subway, and they have an attitude because they gotta go to work at Subway because they not on yet. They haven't got on. They haven't got signed. Their music is not really that good. They haven't figured it out yet, and then they gotta, they gotta deal with the consequences of that fallout, you know.
Part like as a whole, but life is not enjoyable. To me, like nothing about it. Like I just get up every day and like just exist and do the things that I feel like I need to do. I go to work and then I go home, get up the next day and do the same thing. Like I'm just existing. Like I don't know. Even with catering, like getting a legit client is so far in between. Like people have you, they'll ask you a bunch of questions. I'll put together like a beautiful ass menu, a quote, invite and stuff, and then maybe nothing will come of it, or you chasing people down to pay, or it's just like, and it gets to be not.
And then you gotta understand this is what goes on in this world, right? Where you struggling. People not dumb. People know what your problems are. They got is you know, it's like that song, it's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. I think that was Blackstreet that sung that. Like literally, people know you're struggling. So when it's like when they see a businesswoman or businessman struggling, that's when they want discounts. That's when they, you know what I'm saying, fucking, you know, you got people that like playing around with people. You know, they like playing around with people in the real world too, not just online. So they'll talk like, yeah, I'm shouty, I'm gonna get your catering. Yeah, you know, my baby mama, her you know, baby shower coming up. Yeah, we're gonna get your catering, knowing all the while, you know, they ain't got no plans on calling you for no catering. And it's like when you really hungry and you're really desperate, that's when it really, you know, bothers you. And they know that's why they do it, you know, and they know, okay, you know what I'm saying? They just like getting off on sending you off and stuff like that. And then when you get on, when you like a catering, like she does catering, when you do catering, when you got a backlist people and people call you, it's like, you know, well, I have a waiting list because I have too many orders right now. If you want to get on that waiting list, I can put you on there, or you can call me back maybe in a month and see. You know, I don't know how much time you have before your event, but I'm pretty much booked on you know, back order with a lot of my orders at this point. So if you want to call me back in a month or two or something like that, when you get that reception, people be like, damn, oh man, Shouty doing so good. She got back orders and waiting lists. You know, it's like a different type of reception. It's in business, just like I said, you know, before about an hour ago. When your business is flush with capital and you're making money and people know you're making money and they know you're, you know, doing good in business, they come at you differently. You know, it doesn't even matter if they're wasting your time because you don't even care. You're so busy with your existing customers, your existing sales services that you got to provide. You booked up. Don't even matter. Like all that stuff is like when you really struggling. Yeah, you was counting on that, but when you doing good, and I hope this, you know, young woman is successful in all her endeavors. And it's like, yeah, when you doing good, you know, your people treat you different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a just kind of cut this off. I put the video in the chat. I'm gonna get down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna play me a little game of chess. And I'm gonna before I do that, I'm going to talk about some news items. The first on the docket is Google themselves. It's something going on. Okay. It says inside the crisis at Google. Okay. It says basically reads, it's not like artificial intelligence caught Sundar Pichai off guard. I remember sitting in the audience in January 2018 when Google CEO said it was as profound as electricity and fire. His proclamation stunned the San Francisco audience that day. So bullish, it still seems a bit absurd, and it underscores how bizarre it is that AI strategy now appears unmoored. The latest AI crisis at Google, where its Gemini image and text generation tool produce insane responses, including portraying Nazis as people of color, is now spiraling into the worst moment of Pichai's tenure. Okay, that's tripped out. Morale at Google is plummeting, with one employee telling me it's the worst he's ever seen, and more people are calling Pichai's ouster than ever before. Even the relatively restrained Ben Thompson of Stratechery demanded his removal on Monday. Yet so much, too much coverage of Google's Gemini incident views it through the cultural war lens. For many, Google either caved to wokeness or cowed to those who prefer not to address AI bias. These interpretations are wanting and frankly incomplete explanations for why the crisis escalated to this point. The culture war narrative gives too much credit to Google for being a well-organized, politics-driven machine. And the magnitude of this issue runs even deeper than Gemini's skewed responses. There's now little doubt that Google steered its users' Gemini prompts by adding words that push the outputs towards diverse responses. So Gemini is Google's AI project, forgetting when not to ask for diversity, like with the Nazis, but the way those added words got there is the real story. Okay, so basically what this article is saying is there is some issues with their AI generation tool producing certain images, AI props that produce some racist types of imagery or responses and stuff like that, and they're trying to deal with that. They're trying to deal with those types of things. You got something going on, some type of crisis. The CEO is they're calling for his resignation. So it's some crisis looming in Google. Okay, so another news story. Let's go towards this story here. Let's close a couple windows out. So we got the national debt is looming to rising by 1 trillion every 100 days. So it said at nearly 34.4 trillion as of Wednesday. Since June, the last 1 trillion jumps occurred every 100 days. The debt load of the U.S. is growing at a quicker clip in recent months, increasing about 1 trillion nearly every 100 days. The nation's debt permanently crossed over to 34 trillion on January 4th, after briefly crossing the mark on December 29th. According to data from the U.S. Department of Treasury, it reached 33 trillion on September 15, 2023, and 32 trillion on June 15th, 2023, hitting this accelerated pace. Before that, the 1 trillion move higher from 31 trillion took about 8 months. The US debt, which is the amount of money the federal government borrows to cover operating expenses, now stands at nearly 34.4 billion as of Wednesday. Bank of America investment strategist Michael Harnett believes the 100-day pattern will remain intact with the move from 34 trillion to 35 trillion. Total debt of the US government. This chart explains how it was at 31 trillion October 2022, and now it's rise to 34.38 trillion February 28th, 2024. Okay, so further reads, little wonder debt debasement trades closing in at all-time highs. Gold is at $2,077 an ounce. Bitcoin $67,734. He wrote in a note Thursday. Spot gold is currently hovering around $2,084 an ounce, while Bitcoin was recently around $61,443. The cryptocurrency in February closed out its best month since 2020 numbers, briefly trading above $64,000 on Wednesday before pulling back. Inflows into crypto funds are on course for a blowout year, which with an annualized inflow of $44.7 billion so far this year, Harnett noted. Moody Investor Services lowered its ratings outlook on the U.S. government to negative from stable in November due to risks of the country's fiscal strength. In the context of higher interest rates, without effective fiscal policy measures to reduce government spending or increase revenues, agency said Moody's expects that the U.S. fiscal deficit will remain very large, significantly weakening debt affordability. Okay, so this is as of March 1st, which was yesterday. Okay, let me point out a couple more items, or at least one more. Let me see what basically should probably see here. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, this is something that you probably is interesting here. So I noticed when I start reporting the news, then my connection starts to get messed up. I think I might get a firewall. I think I might install a firewall because I think one too many people have my IP address. Like Yeah, I know, I know a little something about that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here. So this reads here, this is interesting. Okay, so here's the deal, right? Let me paint a picture to you. Let me remind you, let me rehash some talking points from other times and remind you about some things, right? A lot of things, see, America, right? This is the thing. This is why people are very intimidated by America, right? And this is one thing I had to kind of figure out and realize. And of course, you got cosmic events and stuff like that that exacerbates the situation. A lot of what is involved in America is psychological programming. Okay. America has a very strong psychological or psyops program. They have a very, very strong, very, very intense psychological program that they always deal with different things and different aspects of it. And if you're not aware of it and you're not strong-minded and you're not focus driven on it and you're not strong in your mind, you will succumb to it regardless. And if you're not aware of other people, you know, dealing with the same thing, like getting frustrated, getting angry, going crazy and shit like that, like if you're not aware of that, as well, you're gonna have some issues. um that's the thing, like, it's a lot of money in this country, a lot of wealth, it's a lot of opportunity, a lot of land, a lot of real estate, but a lot of times people get really fucked up because they don't understand the psychological moves that's being done to them on a daily basis, the psychological programming, that's being pushed on them on a daily basis. Now here's the thing, and this goes into certain things. We could talk about interracial relationships, right? This is a white woman. They're talking about a show on Bravo with this article. Okay. Let me put a couple of these articles in the chat, okay, that I talked about. Okay. The US net debt rising to 1 trillion, that's on CNBC. That's easy, that's right there. Okay, the article inside Google, let me put that in the chat. Okay, that's that was on Yahoo News. Okay, this one here is on a website that I've never heard of. So this is that's that article right there. All right, so let's talk about these, right? So one of the reasons why white chicks deal with black dudes is they're trying to escape as well their problems and their kind of intercultural problems as well. They're looking for a savior in a sense where black people tend to not have the same problems and issues in the same. We have the same culture as far as we all American, stuff like that, but we have actual music that says, don't ride the don't ride the white horse, ride, talk, it was saying ride the white pony. If you're gonna ride the ride anything, just ride the white pony. What that song signifies, and I think it came out in the 80s or the late 70s, it's saying don't do heroin, just do coke. Now here's the thing, the Generation X, my generation, okay, it's people that do coke, right? When we was coming up, that was frowned upon. We called them people crackheads. Coke base, we call them base heads and crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we called them. Like when I was coming up, it was just smoking weed, just pretty much weed was cool. Then people started taking pills and mushrooms and shit. But I mean, the thing is this, right? When it come down to it, I know quite a bit about white folks. Okay. White folks have this drug culture that they're strongly into. And it's like a machismo type of culture where if you absolutely get strung out and get high, like getting high is the element of the day. It's like how to be fun. You get high as fuck. You get strung out, it's you know, whatever. If you get strung out, that's fine. Like you're a tough white dude or white woman if you get high as fuck, you get strung out, and then you go to drug rehabilitation, and then you get off of it or you get clean. It's like, okay, you're a tough motherfucker because like you survive getting high as hell, and then you recover from it, and you're in sobriety. Like that's just part of their machismo culture to get drunk and high as fuck and survive that shit. Like if you survive it, you're a tough white person. You know what I'm saying? So our black culture is a little bit different. Our survival, our everyday comings and goings is tough by themselves. We don't have to get high. We don't have to climb mountains and all that shit to fucking be tough because our daily life, definitely if you're on a lower socioeconomic level, is tough day to day because you seeing all kind of shit. You seeing crackheads selling their kids food stamps. You see dudes that walking around with no socks and shit on. There's homeless, yelling at oncoming traffic. You see mountains and armies of homeless people that are black. The poverty and stuff that you see, the stories behind it, the struggle that you had to face and all of that. That's tough enough. Getting your cousin getting smoked. Certain people that they mentioned to me that they've gotten shot up. By somebody. It's like being black in America by itself. You don't have to get high. It's already tough by themselves, So it's like we don't have to do a lot of that shit because life is already genuinely tough for us already off top. You know what I'm saying? So and then you go into Africa and other parts of the world, it's even tougher. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they have to witness and deal with. So the thing is this, right? This is what they do. They get high as fuck. Okay. So what am I talking about with interracial relationship stuff? A lot of times white dudes, or let's just say more or less white women, they get with black dudes because a lot of times they looking for somebody to kind of rescue them from themselves. Because culturally, yeah, we don't really tend to get high like that. Black people tend to be very much good at being squares. You don't really, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's some aspects of it as far as why they do drugs and stuff like that. They get depressed, a lot of that. It kind of goes into the Iceman Chronicles. If you know, you know. If you don't, okay, you got to pick up a book or two. But if you read the Iceman Chronicles and stuff like that, you understand kind of how they survived in Europe in the caves and in winter, tough winters, long winters, a lot of droughts, a lot of not so much droughts, but a lot of famines and stuff like that. They tend to deal with a lot of depression, seasonal depression and shit like that. So drugs and stuff like that. You can even talk about anatomy and things of that nature as far as them having to smoke cigarettes and shit, dealing with pressure. A lot of that time, like it's a certain element to interracial relationships where kind of a lot of times white women like to get with black dudes because they need a strong doctor, you know what I'm saying, to give them some medicine, in a sense of kind of going into kind of sexual transmutation and stuff like that. Where they can get certain, kind of, I'll just say medicine, therapy, even from black dudes, you know what I'm saying? that they can't necessarily get from their own, man or whatever. But they have to risk a lot to deal with that because they get pretty much shunned out of their own racial group for dealing with black men and stuff like that. But basically what I'm saying is that you talking about basically a lot of drug use and stuff like that. And culturally they accept guns, drugs, and rock and roll, as part of their culture, you know what I'm saying, identity. You got Amsterdam, that all of the drugs are illegal in Amsterdam and stuff like that. It's really tripped out, it actually, Amsterdam is like a discussion when you talk to it, when elites talk and stuff like that, or highly educated people talk about things, it goes into Amsterdam. When you start talking about legal, should drugs be legal? The conversation tends to go towards Amsterdam at some point, because Amsterdam is a case model to where, okay, drugs are legal there, and they don't really have the crimes like they do in certain areas and stuff like that in America. They don't have the issues like that. They just let people get high. Whoever wants to get high, they let them get high. They have needles for people to shoot up. They have the drugs accessible. All of that type of stuff is accessible. And the thing is that it takes a certain level of mind power to be able to deal with certain aspects of staying away from drugs, being able to handle pressure, even knowing what to use that's not so much hard drugs. Like a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's certain things that that I know as an herbalist. There's courses on herbology and becoming an herbalist and stuff like that. You know certain things to take. A lot of times people are antsy and they need something to calm them down. Well, what if I told you what I talked about before? CBD oil can just calm you down. That's not a cannabis, quote unquote, like, or THC. It's no THC in it. It's in the marijuana family, but it's not necessarily marijuana. It's a basically cousin of the marijuana plant, but it's federally legal. You can take as much of it as you want to take. You can buy that. That's what they sell in the gas station, CBD oil. That's why you like, damn, why is CBD oil everywhere? It's hemp oil. Okay. I actually have some right here. Okay. Now, a lot of times, basically, the thing is that just stuff like that will just literally mellow you out. Okay. Calm you the fuck down. A lot of times people take cocaine because it wants to ramp you up. They want to be stimulated. They want to be up so they can be in the action, so they can, work their jobs every day and stuff like that. Well, again, I'm an herbalist, you know what I'm saying? I've been studying for years. I actually got the idea from, as far as to get back in the herbs business, from a content creator called Ramil Amir. He sold herbs, you know what I'm saying? See, it's just simple stuff like that I don't have a problem giving people shout outs, you know what I'm saying? The thing is this, right? When it comes down to certain things, like, for example, my product that does the kind of same thing is called Sex God. That keeps you going. It keeps you energetic. I've used it and worked 2 full-time shifts in one day. And, you know what I'm saying, had enough energy after work. I could have worked 3 shifts. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's other things that you can take outside of cocaine. You don't have to just fucking take cocaine to be up. But again, like, you know what I'm saying? The thing is they think a lot of times black people are dumb or not intelligent. We actually are very highly intelligent, and they know that. you know, and that's another reason why white women are attracted to black dudes. You know, I mean, they know that. They know the truth. Like, you know, they know what's going on, and they realize it. They get attracted to that. But the thing is that, yeah, definitely this chick is very, very, very attractive here. I don't know who she is. You know, and this is, I guess this is something with, see, I don't watch a lot of TV. I definitely don't watch Real Housewives. The thing is that when it comes to interracial relationships, I look at this. I look at three groups that primarily have more like cohesive relationships with one another. It's three groups. It's whites, blacks, and Hispanics. Those are the three groups that are more comfortable with interracial relationships. You can add a fourth, which is Asians. Very more rare, but basically blacks, Hispanics, and whites are very comfortable to a certain degree or another to have interracial relationships. These are the, if you want to say the main groups in America that universally make up America: blacks, whites, Hispanics, because those are the people that primarily make up the United States. Those are the people that have more of a comfortable aspect of having interracial relationships towards one another. White people are not really comfortable. Primarily white men are not comfortable with black men getting with white women because it's a new concept. It's not a new concept, but it's a concept that they use bully tactics and very much violent tactics in order to try to influence, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that the reason why I think that is pretty much used a lot is because they were not educated. The school system lied about history. They didn't talk about, you know, the true story of what actually happened in Europe. They didn't disclose what actually happened. They whitewash history. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm gonna play a couple videos before I get into this, because we definitely have time. We have a little time today. So I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna play a video. I'm gonna share a post. I post a lot of things regularly. A lot of things funny. You know, comedic almost. On my Facebook page, but I definitely I post things to show true history, to wake people up, you know, to show them the true history of things, because a lot of us were lied to. We were lied to in school. We were lied to after school because, you know, they wanted to push a certain narrative. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna read this real quick. Okay, this is one guy that, you know, I know we outside of Black History Month, but you know that I'm not. You know, that's neither here nor there. This is basically, okay, this guy here. So who is this guy here? Right? Who is this guy? Who is this said fellow? Okay, who is this said fellow? This guy is called the Black Douglas, the Lord of Galloway. Okay, Clan Douglas is an ancient clan or noble house from the Scottish lowlands. The Lords of Galloway, Clan Douglas, consisted of a dynasty of heirs who were lords or kings and ladies who ruled over Galloway in southwest Scotland, mainly during the High Middle Ages. The Douglases were one of Scotland's most powerful families, and certainly the most prominent family in lowland Scotland during the late Middle Ages, often holding the real power behind the throne of the Stuart kings. The Earls of Douglas, chiefs of Clan Douglas, and their successors claimed descent from Shalotto Douglas. Shalotto Douglas is in English, behold the black or swarthy colored man, from which the story goes he was named Shalotto the Douglas. Source: John Burke, a general and heraldic dictionary of peerage and baronetage of the British Empire, Volume 1, 1833. The good Sir James, the most loyal of all Bruce's knighthood, came of a race that boasted its ancient Aboriginal blood and that bore a surname which signified the black man. And he himself, although by his time the family of Douglas likely enough made more than one alliance with the whites, he himself was of a black and swart complexion according to God's croft, for which cause he was known to his foes as the Black Douglas. Thus, although his high birth and all the chivalrous qualities attributed to him by Barber rendered him a splendid specimen of a brave and courteous gentleman, and although he died in battle with the Saracens of Spain, he was actually in some degree a Moor or a Saracen himself. And farther, this Moorish blood must have run in the veins of the chiefs of his house for fully a century after his death. For the Black Douglases, or those of Liddesdale, retained the headship of their clan until the year 1455, when they were overthrown and their estates forfeited in favor of younger and rival branch of Angus. And it becomes saying an allusion to the complexion of the two races that the Red Douglases had put down the Black Douglases. Okay, this is the castle here. Okay, one of the castles of the Black Douglas clan in basically the Scottish lowlands. Dub Black Dark. Okay, this is like a old text from the book. Okay, this is it talks about this man being a brown man, a black man, a brown faced man, you know, literally black stranger. Okay. So yeah, basically this is what they hide from you. This is what they hide from their children. They don't let them know, you know, even if they know, they hide it. They never mention it. They don't talk about it. They keep it a secret, you know. But you know, this is you know, pretty much part of European history that they hide. So they have you believe these racist narratives because even the people that, you know, quote unquote, are white, they don't know the history of what happened and what truly went on in Europe, you know. So they have this type of mindset that Europe was all white because they see these movies, they see the TV shows, they're all white. They portray this historical inaccurate, false narrative in Hollywood, in Hollyweird, that, you know, everybody in Europe was all black. I mean, well, all white. You know, at one time it was all black. You know, you got to go to, you know, basically Stone Age, the Grimaldi man. What did he look like? You know, and then work your way down. But I don't go that far. I just go, you know, 700,000 years. And I can, you know, basically point out to you that, you know, you basically were lied to, you know. These are basically men that came from Africa. Africa is very much, as you can see behind me, is very close to Europe. You can literally take a canoe. You could be there probably within half of a day or shorter, and then you just walk through Europe. Like, if you just imagine just the travels that people took over the, you know, millennia. Basically, you know, it's a bunch of Africans, a bunch of black people that were in Europe. It's like, you know, this is what they don't teach you in school. This is what they hide from you. This is the history they hide because they whitewash history. The victors usually whitewash the losers, you know what I'm saying? The people that they took over, the people that they, you know, ethnically cleanse, they whitewash the history. They wash the history of the previous people that lost the wars, you know. So let me go back to this story because it's important. I just have to be thorough today. I have time to be thorough. You know, basically, this is basically, it reads Dark Secret Psychological Warfare and Cocaine. All right, so let's get right into it. I like this chick because I don't know. I mean, I don't think those are real. Those titties are not real. But I mean, she's definitely attractive. Okay. I mean, I you know, obviously. But yeah, so anyway, this reads, I thought it was going to be fun. Leah McSweeney, a former star of Bravo's The Real Housewives of New York City, said about joining the show's cast in 2019. She was speaking on a video call on Wednesday, for which her lawyer and her publicist were present. The day before, Miss McSweeney had filed a lawsuit against parties including the Bravo channel, its parent company, NBC Universal, and Andy Cohen, the executive producer of Real Housewives franchise, alleging the creation of a rotted workplace culture that discriminated against, tormented, demoralized, demeaned, harassed, and retaliated against Miss McSweeney because she's a woman with disabilities such as alcohol use disorder and various mental disorders, all in the name of selling drama. According to the complaint, which was reviewed by the New York Times, Miss McSweeney, now 41, joined the Housewives of New York City cast around the time she had relapsed after 9 years of sobriety. She became sober just before she started filming the show and has alleged that producers developed artificially close relationships with her through which they cultivated a treasure trove of Miss McSweeney's dark secrets with the intent to place her in situations known to exacerbate her alcohol use disorder and mental health disabilities because they thought that intentionally making these conditions worse would create good television. So there are different cultures in Europe. Okay, I just talked about Scotland. Okay, her name, she's basically, you know, in that same clan, Scott Irish. Here's the deal, right? A lot of people don't really, you notice how a lot of black people talk about Indians. They talk about Indians, right? But they never talk about the white people that they related to. I mean, they don't never talk about why they last name McGregor, why they last name is Kilpatrick. They don't talk about how their last name is Lewis, Johnson, Smith, McMichaels, McGregor. They don't talk about that. You will see a nigga put a feather on his head, but they'll never talk about, you know what I'm saying, how their last name is Stewart and Douglas and Buckner, Buckles and last name is Robertson. They don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, they want to put a feather on their head and talk about one slave master, that's the Indian. The Indian was the slave master. It wasn't no feel-good story how you became mixed in with the Indians. And it wasn't like this fantastical story where we was already over here. Yeah, it was a few people over here. It was some people over in America. But how you became an Indian was you came off that boat and the white people sold you to the Indians. You know what I'm saying? And then you mixed in with them because they dealt with you differently. They treated more fairly with you. Not really. They raped your women. They fucked them, put them in. They came in the teepees and they already knew what they had to do because they were slaves. And then the men, they treated them bad and tormented them, made them work. And then they after they worked and they saw they worked hard, they gave them, some training on how to be a warrior. Then they used the same men to fight the white men. So that's what they did. That's the uncomfortable, dark truth, about how you became an Indian. Well, the reason why you McGregor and you Smith, Stewart, and Johnson, and Mick Scott and Mick this and Mick that is because your slave masters were Scott Irish. Even like, okay, for myself, right? My great-great-grandfather on my mom's side, he was Scottish. He married my great-great-grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Black people didn't have. If you think black people don't have money now, or it's a lot of black people that have money now, go back to the early 1900s and late 1800s, and you'll be surprised. You can just imagine how less money black people actually have or didn't have, or it could be, easily their money could be taken from them. They could be hanged from trees. They could be, basically bullied, pillaged, and robbed, easily by other poor white people or anybody else, right? So that being said, it was like literally a lot of black women had to get with white men to survive. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that they still do. Like it's just when black women go to move in upper class neighborhoods, yeah, they gotta get them a white man to survive. It's not that much different. So yeah, a lot of stuff I talk about is dark comedy, but the thing is this. White dudes, they already know the history. White people already know the history. and they laugh at it. They definitely laugh at it. Okay, so you wanna recognize one slave master with a feather that hopped around in fires and shit, and you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to deal with that other slave master. You don't want to, you feel some type of way. So okay, it's three cultures involved, it's three parties involved, right? The Indians, the Europeans, and the Africans. So you don't like the Africans, you hate the Africans. You call them all kind of names, you come up with a new name every 10 years or whatever. I mean, they do say Akata. Yeah, they say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I've been around Nigerians and shit, and I heard them say that shit. You know, and then I started talking to their ass, and then I explain myself. You know, like, man, I know, I don't have ain't no violence in the workplace. I ain't gonna fuck up my money and nothing like that either way. But I talked to him and explained, yeah, nigga, I know what the fuck your culture is too, motherfucker. I'm not the same, just like them other motherfuckers you be around. I know what you said, and I know your culture. You know what I'm saying? Then it might still have some type of way, but they understand, okay, this nigga a little bit different because he eat the same food I eat too. You know, and you know what I'm saying? He part of the fufu gang too. So here's the deal. Now, they want to put an Indian feather on their head and hop around, but they hardly ever want to have that same identity politics towards that European motherfucker that also had strongly influenced their culture and also have their DNA all up in them, just like the Indian do. And of course, you know, the African, they don't want to identify with that because, you know, I understand they feel like the African, you know, is the one that betrayed them and everything like that. But here's the deal, right? You know, you certainly can probably you're free to do whatever you want to, but I would say just kind of what helped me is I just recognize all of these motherfuckers. That's how I deal with it. You know, I pretty much I'm not worried about white folks. I'm not worried about no Indians. I'm not worried about Africans. You know, I treat everybody accordingly. That's just how I do it. Now, I don't put one over the other. I mean, obviously African, because that's a strong influence. I mean, obviously I'm African as fuck. I mean, I'm black as fuck. But the thing is that I don't pedestalize Indians. I don't pedestalize Europeans. You know what I'm saying? I do pedestalize Africans. I ain't gonna lie. I do. I'm guilty of it. That's what I do. That's what I. But I mean, you got to understand why I'm, you know, what aspects are at play at me. I'm you know, I'm part African. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that when it comes down to it, let's just say I was just fully African American. I would say in my Virgo mind, why would I pedestalize any one of them if I don't pedestalize every aspect of it? Because most African Americans are Indian, European, and African. This is what it is. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Now, the thing is that, I mean, you know, I don't see nothing wrong if you want to rock a feather every now and again. If you want to fucking wear a kilt every now and again, and then you want to have a wear some kente cloth or whatever. I mean, that's certainly what you could do. You know, I would say that's fine. You know, but I just find it tripped out how you just want to rock a feather, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wear a kilt. You know what I'm saying? Like I just find that tripped out, you know, because it's like, you know, you want to pedestalize the Indian, the American Indian that fucking bought you as slaves and stuff like that too. We all know that African Americans even had slaves. They had plantations too. They had slaves. Europeans had slaves. So it's like it's this like slavery in America is this thing where you basically you gotta have a certain level of critical thinking to break it down. But the thing is this, right? I'll say it like this. That's why people did change their name. My mama, she got with Africans, man. Shout out to my mama, man. She got with Africans so she can change her identity and her name. You know what I'm saying? Because your name is important. Your name, like when people see my name ain't Johnson and Smith and all that, they do treat me different. They know I'm one of the motherfuckers that, is different. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not give a fuck, but I mean, yeah, I'm one of them spear chuckers. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this, right? It's about history, man. I don't have no problem, wearing European clothes or fashion or anything. I don't have no problem wearing African fashion and clothes. You know what I'm saying? I know history. I know people that lied about history. I ain't got no problem. Hey, I go to the powwow, man. I'll hop around the fireplace with you. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. You want to go hop around the fireplace and shit, and put some venison on the fire and shit. Hey, I'm cool with it, man. Hey, I'm cool with it, bro. But I mean, I also want to go fuck some white bitches. So, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's occasionally, you know what I'm saying? Hey, different strokes for different folks, man. But I'm not the only one, man. Hey, but the thing is that I also like I like my sisters, man. I like my Africans, man. Shout out to all my Africans out there, man. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this, right? We were lied to in school, man. We were lied to. They don't even talk about this shit in college, man. For all I know, they don't even. When I went to college, did I take some history class? I don't really think they really go into the, what I'm saying, the true history, man. Who really founded, everything. They got everything based off of Greek. They start from Greek back. They don't talk about where the Greeks learned their stuff from. And the first Greeks, the fathers of Greece in Rome, is the Etruscans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, see, this is what they don't. This is what they don't teach you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to start there, the Etruscans pretty much were the fathers and the progenitors of Greco-Roman culture. Greco-Roman society. So even if you want to go there, you pretty much it's a black origin story when it involves even ancient Greece and Roman, you know what I'm saying, culture. It's like they don't teach you this stuff in school, man. They don't teach you in college. You know what I'm saying? That's why the black card. That's why having a black card. That's they secret. You know what I'm saying? You have a black card. That's the secret, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, they know, but it's like, they make everything exclusive. They make everything a secret, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it's the exclusive club. You have to be enlightened to know, the secrets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people keep things a secret. Like it's exclusive. Only I know this. you don't know. You have to go through the initiation and be part of the club to know what's going on. But you know what I'm saying? This is the father, man, of Rome and ancient Greece, man. The Etruscans right here. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm cool. I'm cool with my European history, my European ancestries too, because I know it's not all like what we were taught in school, man. It's a black origin story in Europe. It was blacks all in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a lot to that, man. It's a book, man. It's a book called The Golden Age of the Moor. The Golden Age of the Moor. That will help you. That will help you. That will give you a PhD level understanding of European history for the last 1,000 years. That will give you that understanding. I'm gonna show you that one here. So this is what I read a long time ago. I think I still have this book. I'm not sure. I'd have to check my books, but this is the book right here, the golden age of the Moor. That will help you understand, basically what you're lied to about, what you were not told, where people that are highly educated, PhD scholars, historians, anthropologists, they already know, but they don't, what I'm saying, they gotta keep quiet about, what I'm saying, they gotta keep hush hush about, what I'm saying. So let me go back to this story here, the dark secrets and psychological warfare. So this chick here, Leah McSweeney, she she's older, she hit the wall, she's got she filed a lawsuit. She started to think about all the drug parties and alcohol induced parties that she had while she was working at Bravo. So basically she's suing NBC Universal, the producers of the Bravo show. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna probably have to break her off, you know what I'm saying? They probably, they usually settle, you know what I'm saying? But it's like it's tripped out because it's like why you wait so late? That's the question always. And a lot of times the reason why people wait so late is because they get broke, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens. They need some more money. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get some more bread. They got broke. They got broke.
And it's a funeral, so I'm emotional. I'm crying. I'm a mess. No. No. She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
All right. So let's play a couple games of chess. Let's get it off, or let's get at least one game in. I got a basically a non-losing streak. Every pretty much games that I played, I pretty much I have had no losses. So hopefully we can continue that same energy. Okay, so we playing Sweden. Okay. Sweden, you know what I'm saying? The Danes and the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. So he's up 3 so far. It's pretty much up 3. So we up 755 is now the rating. So I maintain my perfection. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much let's see what did I do this game. I made 4 mistakes, no blunders, no misses. Okay, so I had 20 seconds left. He had a minute 15. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Yeah.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.